Thank you, Wapila. Oglala Lakota Wachichakak, the Yushkima Cheers Papi. I greet you with a warm handshake with good feelings from my heart. And I also want to acknowledge the women who sit on this committee, the marches, women recognizing women who succeed, but also recognizing all the Indian women in Indian country who are working somewhere to help their families and their communities. Wapila, thank you. My Lakota name is Bear Who Climbs the Tree. I grew up speaking Lakota, learned how to speak English in Catholic boarding school. And so today I come to you in a really good way. Chairman Simpson, Ranking Member Pingree, and members of the subcommittee, thank you for the opportunity to submit testimony regarding funding for the Bureau of Indian Education, Tribal Treaty Schools, 183 in Indian country. My name is Cecilia Fire Thunder, and I come to you as a lifelong educator, president of the Lakota Nation Education Coalition, and president of Little One School Board. Little One School Board became 638 in 1978, shortly after the 638 bill was passed. So our school board and our school has been under local control for 48 years. Obviously, we're doing something right. What do you think? Yeah. We also represent the St. Francis Indian School on the Rosebud Reservation and the Lower Brule Indian School on the Lower Brule Reservation. So we're reaching out to pull in other schools that are on the same funding levels to help each other. I wish I could sit here and tell you that our schools are thriving, that our kids have safe buildings, strong teachers, and all the tools they need to succeed. But that is just not the case. Our local control Bureau of Indian Education schools are underfunded, outdated, and in some cases unsafe. On behalf of these schools and the Native students they serve, we respectfully request full support for the FY 2027 Bureau of Education budget request totaling $1.844 billion, including $1.444 billion for operation of Indian education programs and $400 million for education construction. As we look at our budget and our line items in our tribal schools, it is very obvious that our schools need additional resources. The Indian School Equalization Program called ISEP. In 2026, $505 million was enacted. We're requesting for 2027, $951.5 million. Education facilities operations was funded at $83.8 million. We're asking for $109 million. Education facilities maintenance, $76.2 million. We're asking for $100 million. Tribal grant support costs, $98.8 million funded in 26. We're asking for $150 million. Student transportation, $71.4 million. In 26, we're asking for $75.5 million. I can go down this list and tell you over and over, you have it in front of you, of the needs that we have. Because of the age of the schools, maintaining them costs additional dollars. ISEP is to educate our children, pay teacher salaries, buy books and materials. However, because the line items in those areas for maintaining our buildings continue to fall, we pull money out of education to make up for those shortfalls. For many tribal communities, BIA-funded schools remain the primary education institution. And so one of the other areas that I want to be very clear about right now is on the Pine Ridge Reservation, we have 4 school systems. We have the BIA schools, then we have the BIA school. One of them, we have 5 public schools, and then private schools. I want to leave you with asking this question. How come 4 school systems on one reservation get funded differently? The BIA school, our schools get $8,200 per student. The public schools get $17,700 per student. And the Department of Education, the Department of DEA schools are $25,000 per student. And the private schools at a lower level. I know my time's going to be up, but it's also important for you to know that we look at every piece of funding that we get. We reach out to help other schools. We share knowledge and information, so we're able to come to Congress and give you numbers each and every time. In conclusion, I'd like to just say that this responsibility that we have to come in front of you, to ask for continuing support. And I'm not even going to mention treaty obligations because that's a given, correct? That's a given. However, we also want to encourage you to really seriously think about how we can help you do a better job to make sure those resources reach our community and our schools. In conclusion, I'd like to say this. Our tribal schools have graduated some amazing human beings. We were talking about health care here a few minutes ago. My high school have an RM program, encouraging them to seek nursing as a career. The good news is last year, one of our high school students who graduated went on and became RN, is now a nurse practitioner. And so the goal of education is not to be a senator or congressperson, but goal of education is for somebody to have a skill so that one day they can go to work, get a paycheck, buy food, and make car payments and car insurance payments. That's the goal of education. So I think no matter what, across Pine Ridge Reservation, we're doing okay. However, our buildings are falling apart, darn it. You guys, you need to help us get us more money. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I've been out there, and I've seen some of the schools. And the one we went to, I don't know if it's still there, but this was 15 years ago when we went on a tour out there and stuff. And part of it was condemned.
Okay.
And I'm kind of going, but we were still sending students to the other part that wasn't condemned. Geez, it was, and I tell people all the time that, frankly, we were putting children in schools that I wouldn't put my dog in. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but I mean that's I love my dog, and that's a problem. But anyway, we'll talk in a minute.
Okay.
Arena.